The transfer window has shut and the managerial merry-go-round has come to a bit of a stop. That's right, after Preston have appointed Mr. Heckingbottom to guide them through this bumpy season. Now, what about my opinions of this season? Have they changed from the transfer deals? Well, we're going to have a look at it. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today, we're going to give you an update to my end-of-season predictions over in the Championship, and we'll get to that in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, your one-stop shop for Blackburn Rovers, League 1, League 2, Championship, EFL. We got it all here under one roof. What a transfer window it's been, specifically for some clubs, other ones. What were you doing? Bloody hell, that's right. We're going to take a little look at the situation in my eyes in just a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, smash the old subscribe. Now, before we jump into the video, something brand new to the channel, and what is it? It's the join button. That's right, we've gone there. Memberships, that's right. We've opened up the floodgates to members, so you can now join and support the channel in another way. We have our first member, so a big shout out to him, but you can also join that member and becoming an extra special member of the community. Just click on the join button, follow the on-screen instructions, and become part of the gang. All right then, folks, here we go with a quick look at, of course, the situation in my eyes for the season. That's right, I'm going to crack the whips, should I say, and give you my end-of-season prediction following on from the end of the transfer window. We have a bit of a managerial shake-up as well, early doors. So what does that do? Well, we're going to take a look at it just right here, right now. We're going to start with, of course, we move on the graphic here. We'll end up with the two clubs in the top spot here, 4 in the playoffs, whole cluster of you in mid-table, down here battling for relegation, and then we're going to have 3 teams going down to League 1. And we're going to start with middle of the road. And that middle of the road will be 13th place, and it will be, according to my eyes, Portsmouth. That's right. Portsmouth have already shown that they've got quality in their ranks there. They've strengthened quite handsomely, and of course that home noise is what's going to be the difference between them. And again, something they're going to build upon, hopefully season in, season out in the Championship. But I think their away form might be the downing tool for them. Something they're going to struggle with, but ultimately they're going to be difficult to play against. Again, we've already seen good signs from Portsmouth. That might even contradict what I'm saying here in their end of league position. But 13th, I think, is going to be just about right for Portsmouth. Alongside them in 14th, hot off the press, just beaten Luton Town. I've got QPR. They currently find themselves in 8th in the league, but I do think they will be a little bit more mid-table, bit lower end. Again, good signings in the window, strengthening across the board, yeah, I think life is good at QPR. And again, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I don't think we can talk playoffs just yet, but I think you're making the right progress for them. 14th in my eyes, currently 8th. I know it's early doors, but let's wait till the cream usually rises to the top, and the teams in mid-table will get found out. Alongside them will be Preston North End. They currently find themselves in 19th spot. They're going to be in 15th in my eyes. Again, Heckingbottom's playing catch-up already, and he's looked pretty good. And I think it's going to be a great hire for Preston. I think they could maybe get a little bit higher than that in the table, but if I'm going to be a betting man, I think the signings weren't stellar. They weren't that many moves in the market. Josh Ball have been a great move. Keeping hold of Will Keane is massive. So you got the crosser, you got the finisher in that one. So yeah, I think they got the key ingredients, but 15th will be my take on them. Sheffield Wednesday, my next take. They currently find themselves in 17th. Maybe not necessarily, but some indications are there that they might not be as well cracked up as they have been suggested. Don't get me wrong, they've got a great coach in Danny Roll, or what appears to be anyway. I did have them as 8th last time around, so a bit of a cutback there, bringing them back down to earth in 16th. They currently find themselves in 17th. When you look at the transfers, they're nothing that runs off the page that thinks quality. Some good signings, individual signings, but nothing that goes, you know what, that's a game changer right there. So I just think we're going to have a steady season, and maybe just nothing with relegation, and just be more like a Millwall, something like that. But anyway, let's kick it off with Swansea. Swansea now coming at you. They're flying high, I think, pretty well right now, ninth in the table. These guys could go under the radar as maybe being a dark horse, but I just don't think it will happen for them. Again, got some good signings, some stellar signings, and maybe a bit envious in a couple of them, but I just think ultimately they're not going to be as good as where they are at the moment. It's pretty much as I had them last time around about this spot. So yes, alongside them I do have Millwall. They have been pretty active in the transfer market. Keeping hold of Zian Fleming is monumental. So they did that. They had Macaulay Langstaff, who doesn't at the minute appear to be at this level, but they've also brought in Josh Corbin from Middlesbrough, good signing, and we've seen him rip open Leeds as well. So he's a good handful, but this is Millwall. This is what they do, and unfortunately, I think Neil Harris will face the grind at some point, and they'll be there, or there'll be a Millwall about 19th for the table, safe from relegation, but it might be a bit of a slodge at the end of the campaign. Then I'm going to go with current 24th place Cardiff. I actually thought about putting them in the drop zone. It's a very blue relegation-ish area here. A lot of blue clubs knocking around, but Cardiff right now struggling. 24th in the table, 20th in my eyes. Previously, I had them around about this, so I've kind of sticking to my guns here. Maybe a little bit of an improvement, but ultimately not much good going on in Wales at the time I'm asking here in my eyes. So I do think both Swansea and Cardiff will have a more negative campaign than a positive. But let's just see if I'm right on that one. And then joining them down there, I have Hull City. That's right, Hull City, who last season could have made the bloody playoffs, so close. I think we're going to get found out pretty. You know, the signings have not been as stellar. They brought in a couple good ones. Did they? They were trying to get Ben Doak in from Liverpool. I don't think that panned out. They had a good goalkeeper brought in, but I just think it's a bit of a come down from Hull previously. I did have them around about 10th or so, but no, I think they're going to be more closer to the drop. It's going to be a bit of a itchy bomb kind of season for them in my eyes. But the first team going down for me, I have Plymouth Argyle. I actually do think they will give a good account themselves, and I think there's been some signs of optimism for Plymouth in recent games. They currently find themselves 21st in the league. Again, I think I had them going down in my eyes. I think I had them at 24th. I think they will give it what the best effort, and I think they can get close to getting out of it, but ultimately they will go down. And joining them going down, it will be Oxford. We have played them already, and they will go down. Unfortunately, they've spent a bit of cash. They bought in Dembele, which is a big signing for them. I think they're quite a lot of cash, 7-figure sum. They were difficult to play against, but eventually this is a long old season. And they've had some good performances. Coventry, Norwich, good. Rovers, they were good. They threatened, scored a wonder goal. Mark Harris will get goals. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I think the cream will rise, and Oxford will slowly but surely sink into us. It happened with Plymouth last season. They just got sucked into a mire, and I'm hoping that Des Buckingham can keep his job and make sure Oxford can come back again next time around. But finally, Derby County, they have brought in some good signings on the deadline day. Williams coming in from Liverpool, that was his name, the loanee, who's quite a decent sort of pickup. But it's that Paul Warne effect. He's got relegations on his resume. I think it's better. It's definitely better shape now than they were when we played them. But I just think that the quality is just not good enough at the end of the day for Derby. Let's go into 12th spot, and again, a bit of a surprise perhaps here. I've gone with Norwich. They've sold a lot of talent. They've tried to bring in some other players to come in. It's not really worked out for them in the transfer deal. And again, I don't know about this new style of play, new coach. I think it is going to be a transitional season for them, and they're just going to stick with it. They're currently 20th in the table as of recording, going to go with mid-table obscurity here, 12th, not really up, not really down. So we're going to go with that. I think I missed somebody actually. I hate to do this. We did miss somebody. Oh yes, who is in it? Is it Blackburn Rovers? Is it shite? It's not Blackburn Rovers. We're going to squeeze in between Swansea and Millwall. Stoke. Oh, yes. Everyone loves the Stoke. Stoke's in there, spend a bit of cash. They've also got Tom Cannon in on loan. He'll score goals at this level. But it's Stoke. I just don't think. I think they're throwing a lot of money around on loans and some transfers and stuff like that. And I just don't think it all gels together. And I don't think Schumacher's cut out for it at the moment. I think his stock was high with Plymouth, which may have been someone else's work. I think Stoke will have a struggle season, and I don't think Schumacher will last the season because of that. Let's go to 11th place. It is my trusted Blue and White Halves. Everyone's tipped us to go down, but I think we have probably won the transfer window in the Championship for sure. The amount of money we've generated from Sam Smodic and the turnover of some other players like Sam Gallagher, getting rid of Wallstadt and Simir Tilovic, etc., bringing in Cantwell. I know it's a massive gamble, but there is a player in there, and we got him for a song, as we did Yuki Ohashi, Mac De Gay. We've really upped our game in this transfer window, and I think we're good enough to stick around in this division. Are we good enough to break into the top 10? I don't know, but I am kind of putting us a bit of a cop out here on 11th in my eyes. Into 10th. They just lost to QPR, and they're in a bit of a shambles right now. Luton Town, they're 23rd as of recording, but they got a lot of work to do. They are playing catch up already, and a lot of people have them to be up in the top 6. And I don't see that right now. I'm disillusioned by Luton. I have them in 10th under Edwards. I don't think they did very well in the transfer market. I think they made some average signings, to be fair, but they did, I think, kept a hold of a lot of their talent. There's a few key individuals. Of course, Ross Barkley went, but kept hold of keeper Kaminsky, which was a great bit of business. I know Leicester was sniffing, but 10th. I just can't see anything better. Bristol City, I always don't give them much credit, but I think they are if anyone's going to be a surprise, it's going to be Bristol City. I know they lost Tommy Conway to Middlesbrough. It's a good signing for Middlesbrough. But I think, where do I have Middlesbrough? Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. I think Sinclair Armstrong was one of my signings of the summer. I think they've got a great player in there for the long-term plan. I don't know what his attitude's like, but he's definitely, the right sort of build for a forward man, and hopefully he'll get the goals for them. So I see them in 9th. Previously, I think I had Bristol City. Where do they have them? I had them in the more like 15th or something. So a bit of an upgrade. They currently find themselves in... where are they in my league? They're 7th in the real world. So, yeah, alongside them in 8th, I have Watford. Watford have been refreshing. I did not believe Cleverley would be the man, but right now he has them. He has them, second in the league. That's right, as of recording. But it will come. It will steady out. Riding the waves of optimism. Transfers have been okay, but of course, there's some big heavy hitters who did spend a bit of cash and do have that Premier League quality or the parachute payments, and those Premier League players that still are there. So Watford under Cleverley look good, and I'm going to give them a 7th, which is just outside the playoffs. I had a bit of a decision to make about playoffs, and I went with that 7th, so we can tidy that up, I think. Into 6th, we have, Coventry. Coventry have spent money, guys. They've got players in. They lost a few individuals as well, but they've definitely spent a bit of cash, and they're not playing the best football right now. In 10th, again, Coventry seem to be slow starters, and they've pretty seem to be that way right now. 10th in the table, I think they'll eventually kick it a gear and be a very hard team to play. If you played them already, I think you won the lottery a little bit, because they will get good and they will get difficult, and they'll be proven difficult to be beat both home and away. Into 5th, I have. Sorry, what's going on here? I've done it again. Sorry, guys. It's my bad. We have to make a room here. We're on room for one more team in here. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Sunderland fans. There you go. You're in 7th. I gave you hope. I'm cruel like that. 7th, yes. So Watford are 8th. So unlucky. I know you're flying high. You're looking good, but you just lost Jack Clark, who is a phenomenal player at this level. I don't know if Ipswich will get anywhere near the player you got out of him. But he's one of those players that's too good for the Championship, not as good for the Premier League. He just needs a run of games, and hopefully he can blow up for somebody in the Prem as well. But I think you've made a big downgrade in total personnel. I don't believe in the some people's picks as automatics. I think you're definitely in good shape player wise, but ultimately you will come a cropper in the end. Into fifth, so Coventry fifth. I have, Coventry 6th, 5th is Sheffield United. A points deduction, but they brought in some stellar players. They really have. And again, they've got the points deduction. They're down to 12th at the moment. But, you know, they've got Kiefer Moore. They've got Callum Styles as a player, plus all the quality that they've managed to keep a hold of, fighting off the Premier League clubs and maybe some other Championship clubs. So they've got the managers been there, seen it, and done it. So I'm going to go with Wilder's boys there, and then I'm going to go with Burnley. I'm going to go Burnley into fourth. Madness for Burnley. The week prior to the end of the window, losing a bunch of players. I think they managed to keep face and managed to hold on to a whole bunch of players. Are they happy? I don't know. What's the vibe with these players? So that's why I've got them down as low as fourth. Realistically, they should be top two, but I just think the team is not on the right wavelength as everybody should be. So I think hey, fourth, I think right now would be you would take that. It's a third. I have Middlesbrough. That's right, Middlesbrough under Carrick, keeping hold of Lath, massive. I know there was interest from Ipswich. I think there might have even been some other Premier League interest on the transfer day, but keeping hold of him, monumental. They've also added Tommy Conway. I know they just got battered in the cup by Stoke, but focused on the league. They're 11th in the league right now. I did have them finishing first, so it is a cut off. I actually gone. It's madness to think this, and they've not really spent that much money, if any. At West Brom in first. Sorry, not second. I have West Brom first, and I have Leeds in second. Madness! It's absolute madness. It is. Carlos Cobahan as a unit is what it is. It's a team. It's a collective. Everyone's on the right the right page. They're not going to blow you out of the water. They're not going. It's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be a explosive league like last season with the two breakaways. I think it'd be quite competitive, and I think we could go. There might be a 3 or 4 horse race heading into May. So, but I think West Brom and Leeds definitely have the managerial now. Been there, seen it, done it. Corbehan's always been up there or thereabouts. I just think he'll get a good rubber of the green. And again, they've got some good players. They just brought in Mickey Johnson from Celtic. I think it's a steal. They sold Thomas Asante, but I think like for like, I think they're in good shape and they've got the right man, the most important man, which is Carlos Corbehan, which I think if you were to do a draft of the managers in this league, Carlos Corbehan would be your number one. I think he's the best manager in the league, and he will manage this team or coach it to promotion. There you have it. That's my take. Oh, how poor is that? You can't even see the bloody thing. You can't even see that. Yes, what a breast implant I am. Where am I? There it is, just to show you in all its glory. I didn't know I was that big. That's what she said. Anyway, guys, that's it. Subscribe, smash the like. Catch you later. We'll be back, of course, for some more videos right here on the channel. But until then, we'll see you soon. Until then, we are done.